Hi guys, I've been asked to answer whether or not Hizballah had managed to hit sensitive bases in Israel and whether Israel is trying to hide it. And if not, why would Hizballah lie about it? And the follow-up question was, if Hizballah is lying, why do so many people seem to eagerly accept that lie? Well, let's talk about it. Question number 1. Is it possible for Hizballah to hit Israeli military bases? The answer is yes, especially when it comes to military bases that are at the border with Lebanon. I know their biggest goal was supposedly to hit a sensitive base in the center of the country that I have close familiarity with. Here's the thing, there are many people who serve around that area, and it would be pretty hard to hide if there was some sort of explosion there. Even if most of the soldiers there are sworn to secrecy, you still have plenty of workers who go there who are not. Unlike hitting a base, for example, an Air Force base in the south, Air Force bases are way more sparsely populated. The ones in the center are very dense, so it's harder to hide if they actually manage to target something there. It will be something that would be kind of hard to cover up. And I've been looking for what bases they claim to hit, but because they said they have targeted and managed to penetrate and hit 11 bases and positions of the army, but which ones they are, they hadn't disclosed. So I cannot even say how likely it is for those cases to get covered up. Do they have the theoretical ability to reach those bases? Maybe. This part is unclear. First of all, yes, they had been targeting those bases. This is something that the IDF had confirmed, that indeed they know for sure that some sensitive bases were targeted. The question is whether or not those that were targeted actually got hit. And here's the thing. So there was one drone that managed to reach sensitive areas around Haifa, but Haifa is closer to Lebanon than those sensitive bases are. So the path is shorter, and it's likely that when it comes to the drones that Hizballah had sent, there are speculations that actually it was people inside of Israel that had used those drones to film footages for Hizballah. That's also a possibility. So reaching the bases that Hizballah put as a target is harder. Therefore, Israel had much more options to intercept those drones who were aimed there, and even missiles. Not impossible, just harder. To understand who is lying, an important question to ask is why would they lie? So why would Israel lie about their bases getting not hit while they were getting hit? Well, the biggest reason is because the things in Israel are kind of tense as is. And the Israeli government is trying to find a peaceful resolution when it comes to Lebanon. Officially, this is what Netanyahu had said several times in his speeches. And admitting that they had hit a sensitive base would mean that Israel would have to retaliate. Because of this situation as well within Gaza, Israel does not have necessarily the capacity to have a finer war. It's way easier and cheaper to go brute force and use cheaper stuff that could create potentially extreme damage to Lebanon. And that would really, it's not the best time for Israel, reputation-wise, to go down this path. So Israel does have the interest to keep things calm. And saying that Hizballah managed to get through to a sensitive location would mean that the Israeli public would push the government to go full scale at it with Lebanon, which really can ignite this area. And Hizballah is desperate. So why would Hizballah lie about their predicament? Well, obviously, they are in a tough spot. They ran out of fuel. Nothing is functioning in Lebanon. They live without electricity. They barely have anything. And the justification for it all is the holy war against Israel. If you are failing at doing your only job because you have literally diverted all of your means for this holy fight and still you don't manage to get the holy revenge you promise your people, that's a tough spot to be in, because the people of Lebanon are being really, really stretched thin. They are completely bankrupt. They have nothing. They barely have electricity, if at all. And they really wouldn't like this meme that has been running through Arab media everywhere, that with all their promises to revenge and thousands of missiles being targeting Israel, which Israel had went up and intercepted and destroyed in the morning of that imminent attack, doesn't look good for them. Israel would lie because they don't want to be in a situation where they have to wipe out Lebanon completely. And Hizballah would lie because they don't want to be in a situation where their own people would come and wipe them out completely. So why would so many believe Hizballah? And why would others believe Israel? Okay, let's start with those who believe Hizballah. There are several reasons to believe Hizballah. One, you believe them because you believe that Israel is trying to relax this area too much, and you think that it's time for Israel to pound back the way that Hizballah deserves, and them getting into sensitive bases would enforce that world perception that you have. Another reason to believe Hizballah is because you want to believe that Israel is about to be annihilated, and that you believe that Israel is a lot weaker than what it claims to be. And therefore you want to believe Hizballah has those capabilities and that Israel is trying to hide its weakness. And inshallah, alhamdulillah, soon it will get wiped out. And so those people who believe that, I would encourage you to say that to the Israelis and convince them that this is the truth, and just send them to all-out war and see who gets to be at the upper hand. But please do not complain if Lebanon gets wiped out, because you literally asked for it. If you believe that Hizballah did that, then Israel has no excuse for not wiping out Hizballah completely. And Hizballah is now so entrenched in Lebanon, saying that Hizballah and Lebanon are the same thing would be the actual truth. So just be careful what you wish for, okay, if you're this kind of person. Yes, there are many forces who want to annihilate Israel, but it's not going to be that easy, probably. But hopeful thinking, wishful thinking, you do you. Anyway, why would others believe Israel? Okay, some would believe Israel because, well, 11 bases and Israel being a small country, nobody heard anything. There aren't even rumors running around. An amazing feat for our completely not that talented network of influence that the government or the army has. They're not that effective. Nobody in Israel would believe that they're that effective. Yeah, for better or worse. Well, who spoke the truth? It's for you to decide. You guys, you can do your due diligence and collect the data yourselves and decide for yourself what narrative you believe in and what data fits the narrative you want to build in your mind better. Because let's be honest, this is how you're probably going to go about it, unless you can go around Israel and ask every base, hey, have you heard an explosion? I think that would be the best, but most people are too lazy for that. So just collect the data that fits your narrative best, but be careful what you wish for, because if your narrative isn't exactly right, then you might get very disappointed along the way. So like, comment, subscribe. I have a Buy Me Coffee link below if you guys would support me, as well as Patreon and PayPal, and also a Discord that you can join. So thank you for watching. See you later.